Good morning from Jonesboro, Arkansas, September 5th, 7:44 a.m. Is driving an electric car actually cheaper than driving a gas car? Let's look at the numbers. And on my last video, my last monthly report video, because every month I do a report talking about how much it costs us to drive 2 electric cars and compare it to various ICE vehicles. My last report, somebody said, where in the world is electricity 7 cents a kilowatt hour? We're here in here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. But I live in Craighead County. Craighead Electric is way more than this. Craighead Electric, I think, is about 10 cents, 10.1 cents a kilowatt hour, plus a $30 a month fee on top of that. And evidently, City Water and Light is cheaper than most places, even in Arkansas. And you know, they don't even have a way to look at your bill online. I have to wait till my bill comes in to figure out that month's price per kilowatt hour, because you can't do much online at all. You can't look at your bill, can't do nothing. And that's fine as long as the rates stay low. I don't care. Why, fine, save that money if it'll keep the rates low. But let's look at the cost of what the average state, would it cost more or less to drive an electric car. And then at the end, we'll break down this bill if you want to, because our bill here is very convoluted. So much so, most people don't even know how it works. I called and talked to them for probably 15 minutes one day to get this information. It's nowhere. All we get on the bill pretty much is the cost adjustment, amount of kilowatt hours we used, and how much we owe them. And that's pretty much it. It does not break down all this stuff. But anyway, let's look at the the national average for gasoline is 3.308. Now let's look at the average kilowatt hour. Let's see, right here, 16.41 cents per kilowatt hour. Okay, so for the average American driving a Jeep Cherokee at 28.2 miles per gallon, $1.19. Let's just change this to 30. I want to make, the government says the average car is 24 miles per gallon. But I don't want to give the EV haters any reason to say I'm fudging these numbers. Let's say you drive a car that gets 30 miles to the gallon, which I know it can be more, but can also be less. $1.26. So using the national averages and a pretty darn efficient car, gas has to get down to $1.26 a gallon to have price parity between electricity and gasoline. 10 cents a mile for the car, 4.2 for the EV, for the ICE car. They're both cars. 10.1 cents for the ICE, 4.2 for the EV. So 100 miles would be $10 with the ICE, $4.20 for the electric car. So that's a big savings. Big savings. Gas I had to cut more than half, for it to cost the same. Now let's take a look at California. The People's Republic of California. Electricity is 12.36 cents. Gas is 4.657. So electricity would have to get down to 95 cents a gallon in California to break even. Now this right here, I have no idea if this includes taxes and fees. I have a feeling it don't, because that seems awfully cheap for California. I really do not think this includes taxes and fees at all. But let's just say it's double that. Man, I thought California electricity was around 20 or 25 cents a kilowatt hour. $1.92. Even if it is 25 cents a kilowatt hour, then gas have to get down to $1.92 a gallon in California, and it's almost, approaching $5. Yeah, not going to happen. Hell, let's put 30 cents. Still a good savings. But let's go back to what the map showed. 100 miles, $15.50 in the ICE. 100 miles, $3.20 in the EV. So yeah, it is cheaper. Well, what about the cost of replacing the battery every 50,000 miles? You won't believe how many times I've heard that. And the truth of the matter is, well, first of all, cars come with a 100,000 mile warranty by law under the battery, and in California I think it's 150,000. And I actually had somebody recently comment on a video, there's a reason why these manufacturers put a 100,000 mile limit on the battery warranty, because they know shortly after that it's going to go kaput. And my first thought was, okay, is that why they put 60,000 mile warranty on the powertrain sometimes? Because they know 61,000 is going to go kaput? Anyway, the guy had no idea that number was set by the government, not the manufacturers. Man, there's two types of people out there who don't like electric cars. Those that simply aren't interested in them, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And, those that are misinformed, and those that are just haters. That's the three kinds of people you'll approach. Those that just aren't interested and don't care, which is perfectly fine. Those that are misinformed, which is kind of sad. And those that just don't care what the truth is. They just don't care. But anyway, yes, it is way cheaper to drive an electric car than it is a gas car. Let's look at another state. Let's look at one of the cheapest states in the nation for electricity. Wait, 42.45 cents? Man, that's one of the highest states in the nation. Wow, 42.45 cents. They really charge that much? Good Lord. Can that be right? I don't see how Idaho could charge 42 cents a kilowatt hour. But that's what we're going with. Let's look at Idaho, 42.45. Good gracious. Gas is 3.584. $3.27. I have a hard time believing this number. Now, I didn't have a hard time believing the one from California, did I? See? I'm just looking for information that backs up what I want to believe. We're going to go with it. If this is true, then, man, I'm telling you, it don't save you much money to drive an electric car in Idaho than it does a gas car. So if you live in Idaho, you can legitimately say, why would I get an electric car? It ain't going to save enough to matter. Drive what you want if you live in Idaho. Hell, drive what you want if you live in any state. I don't care. It's none of my business what you drive. It's none of your business what I drive. But, wow, that's hard to believe. You poor people in Idaho, how do you pay your bills? But anyway, let's look at my bill. First off, I'm going to put this right here so you can pause it. I started this when we got solar panels. You can pause this if you want to so that you can do your own figuring and know that there's no shenanigans going on. Okay? This is all the information is on my electric bill every month. And until we got 2 EVs, so we got the solar panels hooked up in April. We didn't work up enough credit to take care of the winter until the next year. But look at all these zeros. You know what happened here in October? Late October, we got our second electric car. And we've been driving it about 13,000 miles a year. That takes a lot of electricity. Our solar panels are not. Then we finally ate through our credit. We gained a little more. We're not going to have enough credit to get through this winter. Our solar panels are no longer enough, considering that we drive about 20,000 miles a year on electric. And we charge about 90% at home. That takes a lot of electricity. It's still way cheaper than gas. But yeah, we're gonna pay some electric bill from now on, I think. But there you go. You can look at my numbers and double check my figures. But here's the calculator I came up with. And again, this is not anywhere on the bill. I had to call and get this information. First, it's a $7.60 minimum charge if you don't use at least that much on electricity. And this gets charged no matter what. Well, you get charged either this or this. You don't get charged both. But if you don't get charged this, you do get charged a $3.80 customer charge. Plus, this cost adjustment, again, reflects their cost that month. If the cost of producing electricity goes up, it goes way up. And one of these months, let's look at this one. Right around here, yeah, 0.04298. I want to show you something. 0.04298. Whoops. 0.04298. That's the only thing that changes. Look at this price per kilowatt hour. 7.1 to 10 cents. A 30% increase. Bill from 180, 145 down to 128.30. And this is for less than 1,000 kilowatts, over 1,000 kilowatts, because, 3.9 cents for everything over 1,000. Man, that's cheap. I just took that line off for this one. And this is the most electricity we use since we got solar panels. This is the least amount of electricity we've used since we've gotten solar panels. And look at this, 1.3 cent difference per kilowatt hour, which is quite a bit considering it's the same cost, the exact same cost, per kilowatt hour. But if you looked here, if you did pause it and look, you'll say, hey, these numbers I don't see an 1800 on there anywhere. He says the most he used. Where's this 1800 at? Well, to get that, you have to look at this. It was this month right here, August. Solar panel production. The previous month, the current month. Kilowatt hours from day after previous read date through current read date. So, it's not like the 1st through the 30th. So, in August, the previous month, which would be July, after the read date, that, and then this. That's what the solar panels produced. Got that from this page right here. Every day, what they produce. And then what we were charged from the grid, what the electric company actually charged us for. 576, so a total of 1,817. 32% from the grid, 68% from one astronomical unit away, the sun. Whoops, sorry, 68 and 32. That's where we got that at. Look at all these zeros. Man, that's nice. But with 2 electric cars, that's a thing of the past. Let's go back to right there. Okay. So that's how I do my price per kilowatt hour. And let's say last month. Let's look at last month. 1,519 total kilowatts. Let's change this to 1,519. 7.3 cents a kilowatt hour. 7.3 cents a kilowatt hour. That's why I put, right there. That's why I put that in there. I haven't gotten this number yet because the bill has not come in yet for August. But yeah, 7.3 cents a kilowatt hour. That's where I got that. And it's just simple math. That's all it is. So this is true. But anyway, all right, there you go. It is cheaper to drive an electric car than a gas car. Are you shocked? Of course you're not. If you're someone that's been misinformed or a hater, then you'll come up with all kinds of excuses to mitigate that because you can't stand, especially if you're a hater. If you're a hater, you simply cannot stand any positive electric car news. It's kind of sad. And people tell me all the time things like, well, I see you falling for the propaganda. Yeah, okay, you go ahead and believe that because I believe that you probably have, and we'll both believe that each other has fallen for the propaganda, and it's just the way life is. And there are like one person I know, and I used to work with her. Don't want to say her name, but it starts with a K. Oh my gosh, she's a gearhead. She has this old Camaro. She bought it when she was 16 years old, sold it, and wound up buying it back. It's, I don't know, I'm guessing 1977, 1978 Camaro. She loves it. She has no interest in electric cars, zero interest in electric cars, but she's not a hater. She doesn't care what I drive. I don't care what she drives. Then I have other people that absolutely cannot stand. I mean, it just drives them nuts if anything positive comes out of my electric cars. One person I know, I was talking about how I got free electricity. I plugged into the Chevy dealership. They had free electricity. I was like, hey, I'm getting free electricity today. And they commented, nothing is free. That electricity is not free. It's costing somebody something. And somebody defended me and said, it's not costing him anything, so it's free to him. Well, that sounds like a liberal talking right there. It don't cost him anything, so it's free. Sounds just like a liberal. Hater. But anyway, they say Trump derangement syndrome. You could easily say EV derangement syndrome, EVDS. People are afflicted with EVDS. They are. All right, you have a good day. Enough blather. I've been a blatherskite today. Blatherskite, someone who talks a whole lot but doesn't make any sense. I told that to the urchins at school the other day, the 5th graders. And I thought, I may not ought to teach them that word because they're so into anti-bullying these days. If they call one of their classmates a blatherskite, they might get in trouble. Don't be a blatherskite. All right. Bye.